Martin, I imagine you're quite frustrated having got a really good point away at Sunderland, gathering momentum, and then having to have a 2-week break before the game on Sunday against Tottenham.
Of course, that is one thing. The other thing is that you don't want to have game in hands, because I want to get to a different level, 36 points, 39 points, 40 points. And of course, but if you see the results over the last weekend, they weren't bad, so that was the only positive thing. But if you see, for example, our opponent from in the weekend, Spurs, they played so many games, so what is better, to have your rhythm, to play too many games or not to play games? And I feel that was it's not a frustrating thing, because we did well in training, we worked hard. So maybe there's a little advantage for us, hopefully.
Do you expect it to be a particularly different team to the team that played last night for 120 minutes? Or obviously Gareth Bale was suspended.
Of course, they've got Dawson. Dawson will play. Ekoto, he will play. Lennon came on, but he will start. Defoe will start. Bale, believe me, he will start. So they had 5 or 6 players. Maybe yesterday had 4 or 5 players being rested or suspended, like Bale. So we know 90%, 95%, we know the team, and we know who will start. So although they played 90 minutes plus extra time, I think they still got the players, who will come in and who can do well for them. But hopefully not. I would prefer a Spurs side which is probably worn out and tired. But my experience tells me that if you play a game on Thursday with 5 or 6 other players, you can still do well on the Sunday. But hopefully, there's another advantage for us there.
It's a difficult place to go anyway. The crowd obviously are very loud and get behind their team from the off. But how important is it for Fulham to come out? I know that you say going there and not getting a goal, you will lose the game. So clearly you're hoping to attack more.
I know this team. I was there. I know Spurs. So if you don't concede, of course you can have a very, very good draw. But I know for a fact that you have to score goals there, 1 or 2, to get a result. And if you look at all the other teams, we saw, for example, Arsenal doing well there, but lose because they had the pace of Lennon and Bale. They scored 2 goals, but believe me, Arsenal did very well. We saw, for example, Norwich playing there, very rigid, good organisation, good shape. They had a result over there. My friend Chris Hughton went back to his old club, had a good result there. Inter played in a different way and they couldn't get the result. They conceded 3 goals. They did it differently yesterday, but of course that was at the San Siro. That was at home, scored 4 goals. So, yeah, Spurs are a very good side, but of course there is a few little things you could exploit, like any other team. And hopefully we've got the weapons to do that. But they are certainly, maybe at the moment, the best footballing team in the league.
And with 2 weeks, presumably there are no injury worries. Obviously, Mohamedou Diarra is still out. That's a long-term injury that we know about. But is everybody else fit and well?
Everybody's fit and well, and of course you get these players in just before the transfer window, because you know that there can be a problem, and we had a few problems, but now everyone is fit. So we have to disappoint a few players and keep them here at Motspur Park to train, or even in the stand. But that's a good sign. We want to be fully prepared. We want to play our best team. And that is what we try to do every week. We had some good results, although we couldn't manage to have all these wins. But I think we had 7 or 8 draws away from home. If you see all these games, 14 or 15 away games, we did manage to not to lose 8 or 9. So that is good. But we need a few wins as well. That was the problem. Normally if you get indifferent results away from home and win your home games, you're fine. But we lack probably 5 or 6 points this year. So we have to get a couple of wins in the next month.
And after Sunday, there's not another game until Easter Monday, which is another 2 weeks of frustration with international breaks as well, which could lead to players, hopefully not, but picking up knocks.
No, that is more of a problem, if they go on international duty, you don't see them, you don't know what happens. Last time was different, we organised a game against Portsmouth for the other players who didn't play. It was good, we beat them 5-2. We had good training sessions, but of course, our first game will be Spurs and then QPR, but hopefully we will get the results, because then everybody will say in hindsight that it was probably good to have a long rest.
It would be great to enter that rest with a point or 3 at White Hart Lane.
that would be very satisfying.
We wish you luck on Sunday.
Okay.